Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. Hey, everybody, it's David W. Stock here. It's Monday morning. It's Psychology and Emotions Monday. It's Motivation Monday and Mindset Monday. Why does Monday have such a bad rap? I don't know. It's just another day of the week, isn't it? Today is all about psychology and emotions. This is like one of my favorite days of the week. I keep saying that. I find that I'm saying that about 5 days of the week now, so I guess that's a good thing, right? It's my personal mission to make Mondays great again. I had a great day today in the psychological world, so to speak. I just got out of my cold shower. It's gonna be a kick-ass week, right? Because we're gonna start it off on the right foot. Mindset's in the right place, my motivation's in the right place, and here we go. And here we go. And here we go. Hey everybody, it's David W. Stock here for real this time. Just thought I'd play a little clip there for you. A little technical difficulty earlier. I did my whole video out into cyberspace and it did not land in my Facebook group, so that was pretty funny. But here we are. It's Psychology and Emotions Monday, and that's what it's all about. You don't let stuff like that get you down. You just do it again. Do it until. So, one thing I'm really noticing is that nobody really sets goals around their psychology and emotions. So that's kind of interesting. I don't really know why that is. I guess I haven't either in my past, but when I started the 90-day transformation, I did because I set goals in every area of my life, which was quite an experience, I got to tell you. So, but why would we set goals in the area of psychology and emotions? You might, just like every other area of your life, you might actually feel like you're satisfied with there. But one thing I found out in 2020 is that being satisfied equals comfort zone, and comfort zone equals danger. I had no idea what was going to happen to my life in 2020. I was in a comfort zone for a while, for a few years, and it bit me. So here we are. But psychology and emotion. So why is it even important? Well, so there's two quotes that I go to. One of them's cliche, and I used to think that a cliche was something that had been said so many times by so many different people that it lost its meaning. But I've changed my definition of cliche, and mostly because of this one. And the definition that I use now is that a cliche is something that's been said so many times by so many different people that it must be true. The cliche that I want to impart upon you is that psychology is 80% of your success. It's a big part of your success for sure. I don't know exactly how to measure it, but when we talk about psychology in the area of goal setting and achievement, we're talking about mindset and motivation. Mindset and motivation. So this goes to the 3 M's of achievement, which is mindset, motivation, and method. Method is the how. Method is the how. So, I like to tell people when it comes to the how, you just Google it. That's what you do. There's a little more to it than that, depending on what it is that you want to achieve. But I'm not the how guy. So mindset and motivation, and especially if that's 80% of your success, that's probably something you want to focus on, because it seems to me like the how is available. Mindset and motivation. And some people like to talk about discipline. So I think I want to hit that discipline thing just a little bit here today too. Because there's a lot of confusion, a lot of different definitions that people have around mindset, motivation, and discipline. And so I don't know if this is going to clear it up for you, but these are my definitions that I use, and it works really well for me. It makes everything super clear to me, so I always know what I'm talking about. I always know what I'm thinking about. I always know which part I am working in when I use these definitions. Mindset is I can. Now, if you have a goal, it's very unlikely that your goal has not been achieved by some other human being at some point in time. So, at the very least, you have to believe that it's humanly possible. I mean, I don't care what it is. If you're starting a business, if you want to grow a business to $150 million in a year, that I'm pretty sure that's been done. If you want to grow a business to $1 billion, that's been done. You go talk to Jeff Bezos or whatever. That's your guy. So you want to build rockets, you go talk to Elon Musk, right? It's been done. So if you want to run a 4-minute mile, that can be done. It's been done. If you want to run a 2-hour marathon, sub 2 has been done. So it's been done. It's humanly possible. And if you're a human, that means it's possible by you. You could do it. So that's where mindset leads us to. It can be done. It's humanly possible. It's possible by me. And so the next thing is motivation. Once we have the mindset, we believe that it's possible and we believe that we can do it, then we have to know why. And I like to say we have to know why we must, because it doesn't happen if it's not a must. You know what I should do? I should lose some weight. Yeah, I should improve my cardiovascular fitness. I should make a little more money and I should save some of it. Or I should buy a house or something that's a better investment than whatever I spend my money on now. I should do all those things. But you don't. I don't. Not if I should, but if I must, then it gets done. It's when it's a must that it gets done. It has to be a must or it's not getting done. So when you make your goals a must, they will happen. But why? Why must you? So, like, it's easy to just say you must, but instead of you should, but that doesn't get it done either. The question is why? And that's what motivation is. Motivation is the why. So for me, I'm motivated by my family and the people that I love, the people that are outside of me. So most of my motivation comes from outside of me, not from inside of me. So like my family is outside of me, but they're super close to me. This is like the circle of influence, right? So there's my family, and then there's like my friends and acquaintances and that kind of thing, and then there's the people, my colleagues, my work colleagues, and things like that, and then there's all the rest of the people in the world, and there's like these circles of influence, but they influence me too in the same way. So, and that's my motivation. So I want to create a better life for my family. That's my motivation. I want to provide for my family. I want to be energetic and alive longer for my family. That's why I want to have physical health goals, because I want to live longer. I want to have more energy. I want to be able to keep up to the kids. I want to run with them and jump with them. And I want to show them that it's important to take care of your body. I want to show them that it's important to take care of your finances. I want to take them places and I want to do things with them. It's not just about having the money, it's about showing them that it's important. I want to have a career and a business that lights me up. My family sees it when that's happening. So that's why I set goals. It's my family first, and then it's the people around those circles of influence as it gets bigger and bigger. But that's my why. My why, almost exclusively, my why is people. Almost exclusively. And it's about who I want to become, but why I want to become someone is because who I will be to someone else. That's really what life is all about, isn't it? So that's motivation. So let's talk about discipline for a sec. Discipline is boy, I used to hate this word. I used to hate it because you know why? Because I was undisciplined. I kind of still am, to be honest. But a strange thing is happening to me. I'm taking cold showers in the morning and drinking celery juice every morning for like 2 months. So that's kind of weird for somebody who's undisciplined. I'm starting to wonder if I ever was truly undisciplined or if I was just unmotivated. Because now that I'm motivated to be disciplined, if that makes sense. Discipline is just, so I used to associate pain with the word, and that's probably why I hated it so much. Not just because it was something that I didn't think that I had, but also because I felt like, like there was pain involved, and I don't like pain. I don't think anyone does, but I define it a little bit differently now. I define it as delayed gratification. So if you know about the marshmallow test, you should check this out on YouTube. It's hilarious. So they take these little kids and they put them in a room with a marshmallow, but they tell them, listen, if you don't eat this marshmallow when I come back, I'll have another marshmallow and you can have two, but you can't eat this one while I'm gone. So they leave the room and these kids are just tortured over this marshmallow, and you can, it's driving them crazy. And some of them lick it, and some of them eat it, and some of them just sit there and they're like so determined and they don't eat it. And then the person comes back with the second marshmallow and they get the reward. They get two marshmallows. So the marshmallow test is literally the definition of discipline. Can you hold on to that one marshmallow until the second marshmallow gets there? Or are you going to eat the first marshmallow and give up the second marshmallow? Because if you eat the first marshmallow, you don't get the second marshmallow. So that's the marshmallow test, and that's discipline. But where does discipline come from? How does discipline fit into mindset and motivation? And the answer is that discipline is a result of motivation. If motivation is why, then it's why you do everything. It's why you take action, and it's why you're disciplined. So you can say that discipline is important. This is how I came to this, because I put the question in some Facebook groups. I was like, hey, what would you rather have more of, discipline or motivation? And I got 80% of people said more discipline. So, and to me, that just means that they're not motivated. So the answer is not always the answer. But that's discipline, is the marshmallow test. It's that simple. It's just the rules that you have in your life. Like I have a rule now that I get up and I, cold shower and celery juice and all this stuff. It's a rule. It's a rule, and it's going to be a habit, but right now it's a rule. So do I have to have discipline to execute that? Yes, I do. But why? Why would I have discipline? Why would I do that if I didn't want to live longer, if I didn't want to be have more energy and live life more fully for my family, then why would I do it? I probably wouldn't. I don't think I would do it just to do it. So that's me. So what drives you, motivation or discipline? So let's talk, that's psychology. So let's talk about emotions. The saying that I like to go to, or the quote that I like to go to when I think about emotions, comes from Tony Robbins, and it's not a cliche yet because it's not really out in the general world, but it will be one day. It will be a cliche, I'm sure. Emotions equals life. When you break your life down to its simplest form, that's what you're left with. So how you experience your life is through your five senses. You might believe that you have six senses or seven senses or whatever, but let's just talk about the five that everyone agrees on. So there's nerve endings all over your body that allow you to experience the external world and bring it into your mind. But when it comes into your mind, it's just a bunch of information. So your mind has to do something with it. So the first thing it does is filter it, and 80% of the stuff that comes in gets thrown out immediately. The things that the mind deems to be important, and this is you get to decide this. The mind doesn't just, it does it automatically, but you can change that program that's running, that's filtering that out. That's called focus. What are you going to focus on? So that's the first thing that happens. Your brain decides what to focus on. And then the second thing that happens is the brain decides what it means. And you also have control over that too. So you can decide what to focus on, and you can decide what it means. And the third thing that happens is the mind turns that into an emotion. And the emotion tells you what to do about it. So, but your entire life experience is those emotions. So the data comes in from the external world, the brain filters it out, it's focus, meaning, and then it becomes an emotion. So the things that you really want to work on is focus and meaning with your emotions. If you're not experiencing the emotions that you want to experience, then there's focus and meaning that's driving that. And if you change your focus, change your meaning, you're going to change your emotions. Now, I know that you have patterns that are deeply ingrained in your mind. I do too. But if your patterns aren't serving you, then it's something to look at. It might even be something you want to set goals around. So emotions equals life. That's actually my belief. That's truly, truly my belief. So I'm just gonna have a look here. I'll see if I can share some of my goals that I initially set around my psychology and emotions. And this is my 10 out of 10. This is my ideal of who I wanted to become. And so I said things like, one sec here. I said things like, I am driven and determined. When I set a goal, it is done. I'm confident in my ability to achieve anything. When I do a 90-day challenge, I go above and beyond my goals. It used to be called the 90-day challenge. It's called the 90-day transformation now. But I go above and beyond my goals. I believe everything I need is inside me right now. I look forward to challenges and I never turn away from a difficult task. I wrote that down because I felt like I was avoiding challenges and turning away from difficult tasks. And I felt like that was really harming my ability to move forward. So I wrote it down so that it was something that I wanted to change. And I am changing it. I can solve any problem. Unforeseen events do not alter my goals or affect my ability to achieve them, and I usually find a way to use them to my advantage. Think about that for a minute. There's a lot of power in that statement. Unforeseen events do not alter my goals or affect my ability to achieve them, and I usually find a way to use them to my advantage. Just imagine if you used 2020 to your advantage. How would that be? That's starting to become a thing for me. I'm working on it. I have absolute control over my emotions. When something happens in my life, I choose what emotions I want to experience. So that's psychology and emotions, and that is the goals that I set in my first 90-day transformation. It's time to set some new ones, and I'm going to start doing that this week. Not everybody will do this, but I'm doing them in every area of my life, that part of the exercise. I may not have daily or weekly goals around that. It gets overwhelming, I found, if you do all 7 areas, but if you do 2, it's pretty manageable. And I'm doing, so the first month that I was doing this, I did all 7. That's how I started doing these videos every day, going like psychology emotions on Monday and business and career on Tuesday and physical health on Wednesday, relationships on Thursday, and finances on Friday, and growth on Saturday, and contribution on Sunday. And the reason why that all started is because I was setting goals in every area of my life, all 7 areas, and there's 7 days in a week. So it only made sense. One of my goals was to go on live video every day. So what am I going to talk about 7 days a week? But wait, I could just talk about my 7 areas of life. So I did. That's how that whole thing started. Pretty crazy, right? Anyways, that's where we're at. That's Psychology and Emotions Monday. I hope you have a kick ass week. I hope you set the tone right now today because it's Monday. It's the first day of the week. Set the tone today and let's get some shit done this week. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.